Linebackers are a liability in pass coverage. Is that true? Today we're going to talk about 4 ways that linebackers can help out the secondary in pass coverage on DB Tip Clips. Any good offense knows that if you really want to get it ramped up in the passing game, go ahead and attack those linebackers while they're out on the field. Today, I want to talk to the linebackers out there that are on the field that have a problem covering and playing zone or doing anything when it comes to the passing game. And you guys know who you are. Sometimes you guys don't want to admit it, but you know it. You know it, all right? So let's talk about that today. But before we jump into that topic, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on another great video like this one. It's going to help you out on that football field. Also, hit the bell so you're notified as soon as I get out those videos. All right, before we jump into these things here, if you're a linebacker watching this, go ahead and drop a comment for me. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how good you think you are in pass coverage. I need to know that, all right? And let's just be honest. It's just the two of us, okay? All right? Just a couple of boys here talking about football. But go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how good you think you are in pass coverage. For those of you out there that are not 10s, this video is for you. So that means basically all of you guys. I know how some of you guys get. You get a little upset. Coach takes you off the field when it's third down. Pretty much a money down, a chance for you to get a turnover, be involved in the action. You know, that's what you live for. And there's coach getting you off the field because it's nickel, dime package. Hell, it's a dollar package if he doesn't want any of you linebackers out on the field. So I'm going to talk to you about ways that you could stay on the field and not only stay on the field on third down, those money downs, but be a complete asset and someone that we can count on back there in the secondary. All right, the first way that you can help out the secondary in pass coverage is in communication, both pre-snap and post-snap communication. Linebackers, you guys are supposed to be the smartest guys on the field, and usually you are. And one of the best ways you can show that intelligence is by communicating information. You guys are right there, close to all of the action. So when the offense comes out of that huddle, you guys should be giving out information as to the formation, any key guys that you're supposed to be watching out for in the game plan. Where are they located? You know, some offenses try to hide guys back there and move them around. If there's a key guy over there that you're supposed to be paying attention to, make sure you call that out. Anything going on with spacing, all the little things that you guys noticed in film, the stuff that you might want to put out there beforehand. Not everything that you notice in film needs to be yelled out before the snap. Of course, we don't want to let the offense know that we know everything. But the stuff that should be communicated, you definitely got to communicate that out. How many guys are to a side of the field, you know, splits, anything else that you may notice that might be a tip-off as to what is coming. That is very important pre-snap so you can get the guys in the secondary and also the other linebackers around you primed, ready, and in a position to anticipate some things coming their way. Now, after that ball is snapped, this is when there is more very important communication. If you're dropping off into your zones, you definitely got to let guys know when someone has entered their zone and is exiting their zone and entering into another guy's zone. So if you are the curl player, you don't have the flat, but you know there's a flat player outside of you, and the player comes into your curl zone and heads out into the flat, you definitely need to start calling out flat, 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 in, whatever those calls may be. That helps everyone play as a unit. It gives the secondary information that they need, and that just helps everyone play together, not just the secondary, but the other linebackers as well, if they're fortunate enough to be out there on the field when a whole bunch of passing is going on. But both pre-snap and post-snap communication is one way that you can help out the secondary in pass coverage as a linebacker. The second way that you can help out the secondary in pass coverage, and this is one of my favorite ways, and that is get your pass drops. There's nothing worse than a linebacker that drops 5 yards, settles, and starts looking in the backfield. It's the worst thing in the world for the secondary. You know what the guys in the secondary are doing once the ball is snapped? They're backpedal, they're retreating, and they're trying to stay over the top of routes. What that does is create a whole lot of space in front of the defensive backs and behind the linebackers who have not taken a pass drop. That's easy pickings for the quarterback. And what's better for you guys at linebacker? Coming downhill and smashing a guy that's on a swing route or a shallow route, or having to turn around and chase a dig route or a deep comeback route that's been caught behind you? I think we know the answer to that one. So if you want to put yourself in that position and also put yourself in a position to get interceptions, take a pass drop. The best guys in zone coverage as linebackers are the ones that are able to drop 15, sometimes 20 yards deep, keep things in front of them, and then work their way back downhill. Trust me, those quarterbacks want to push the ball down the field. They've got egos, right? And we know the wide receivers have egos. Those wide receivers don't want to keep running those 15 and 20-yard routes only to have them taken away by linebackers who are taking their pass drops. Eventually, they're going to go into that huddle, and they're going to start making noise to that quarterback, and he's going to start forcing balls in. Either he's going to put too much air under it, and that's going to be an interceptions for the corner and the safeties, or he's going to start trying to throw line drives past your head. You get your head around after you take that big drop, and it's going to be easy interceptions. I'm telling you that because I know that's exactly what's going to happen. So the second way that you can really help yourself out and the secondary out is take those deep pass drops, keep stuff in front of you when you're playing in a zone, and if they throw it underneath, come downhill, hit the hell out of those guys, and I promise you sooner or later quarterbacks will start forcing the ball in, and that means more interceptions and big plays for you. The third way you can help out the secondary and yourself in pass coverage, and that is using your help in man coverage. Too many linebackers, when they know it's man coverage, it's cover one or two man, they hear man and they think they've got the guy all over. Well, you do. However, there are some guys out there that can help you, and it's important for you to know where they are and use them to your advantage. So there's a thing known as leverage. If you've got help to your inside, don't go lining up and trying to stay inside of a wide receiver that's running a route. You stay to his outside, you squeeze him to the help, which is inside of you, keep tight coverage that way, force the quarterback to fit the ball into a very tight area. If you have inside help and you also line up inside and stay inside and that receiver runs out, there's nobody there. Or you've got to start using splits, okay? If a wide receiver is really wide that you happen to be covering, now he's far away from your actual help, one of your teammates, but he's closer to the sideline, and now the sideline starts to become your help. Don't go lining up outside and have the receiver go inside of you into that big voided area where the quarterback can fit the ball in between you and your teammate. You line up inside, you use the sidelines as your advantage. When he starts going out, that's a longer throw for the quarterback. It's a tighter space for him to fit the ball into. And because it is a longer throw, you have more time to react to it. So start learning something about splits, understand where your leverage is, and know where your help is in pass coverage. Use your teammates. When you have a helper in man coverage, use that guy. When you have the sidelines or the back line, when you're down in the red zone, use those things to your advantage. Stay square longer down in the red zone, right? Stay up underneath the receiver in the red zone. There's no reason for you to be getting over the top of a receiver down in the red zone when he's already in the end zone. Get underneath him. Use the back line as additional safety help. And that's how you're going to make yourself a better man coverage guy. And the last tip, I talked about how you can be better in zone coverage. This is how you're better in man coverage. Know where your help is, whether that is the sidelines, the end line, or another teammate. And the final way you can help out the secondary in pass coverage is when you're blitzing, blitz. This is another one that drives me nuts. When you're in the secondary and man coverage is called, especially when it's zero and there's no safety help, you are depending on the guys that are putting pressure on the quarterback to force that ball to come out fast. There's nothing worse than a linebacker that's supposed to be blitzing in man coverage and he's taking his time getting there, or he's on a lazy rush, or the moment he gets blocked, he gives up and decides he wants to stand there and mirror the quarterback and be in no man's land. If you're blitzing, you got to go in there with your hair on fire. If you happen to be blocked by a running back or a guard or somebody that steps out on you, you've got to use all the technique that you have, fight through his hands, get around his body, and even if you can't sack that quarterback, put pressure on him. Move him off of his mark, make him force the throw where he can't clearly see down the field, and at the very least, make the quarterback make a throw that's not a tight spiral, that's completely accurate because he's sitting in a pretty pocket. If you can't get there to sack the guy, at least let's make it a messy pocket for him to throw from. Your defensive backs will really appreciate that because we're back there covering for a whole long time, and sometimes we're covering guys that are really good, and it really helps us if at least we can get a bad throw or the quarterback doesn't have all day to make that throw. So the final way you can help the secondary in pass coverage is when you're a blitzer, blitz. You got to go in there with your hair on fire. And that's it. That's 4 ways to get the secondary to take you out to dinner. Great linebackers help secondaries, and good secondaries help out linebackers. So that's the way that you can go get it done. Tell me something also in the comments. First of all, you're supposed to let me know how good you are in pass coverage 1 through 10. But here's another thing I'd like to hear from you guys on. Which one of those helped you out the most? Out of those 4 things that I just told you now, in ways that you can help out the secondary, which one of those 4 things helped you the most? I'd love to hear about it. Go ahead and drop that comment. Also, if this video helped you out, I'm pretty sure that it did, go ahead and give it a like, share it, and then, as I said in the beginning of this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you don't miss out on the next one. All right? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you can go out there now with these tips and make some great plays. Get your hands on some footballs, and let's start playing some defense. All right? And as always, all eyes DB camp, consistency breeds results.